Hello everyone. Today's topic we are going to learn about the sensors. So in the human body we'll be having different types of the sense organs, right? So the each and every sense organ is used to sense the data or to sense the surroundings from outside and give the input to the brain. In the same way the robot also will be having different types of sense organs which are known as sensors. So these different types of sensors will be taking the data from the outside and giving it to the motherboard as an input. So now let us see what are the different types of the sensors and what are the different applications of the sensors and how we'll be able to integrate these different types of the sensors to the robots. So these are the different types of the sensors which we'll be using in the robot. So now what is a sensor? A sensor is a device which will be capable of taking the input from the surroundings and giving it as a output to the motherboard. Alright, so it can be any kind of input. The sensor can take any kind of input. So these are the different types of the sensors with the name mentioned. So these sensors can be used for only one application and one sensing. So here we can see the color sensor. This color sensor can only be used to sense the color. And here you have the gas sensor. This gas sensor can only be used to sense the gas. And here this color sensor, for suppose we are having a factory which manufacture different types of the color boxes. Okay, so when you want to segregate all the different types of the color objects, what you want to do is you can manually do it, which will be taking lot of time, or you have to segregate it with the help of the color sensor, wherein with the help of the RGB range it will be segregating the colors according to the program given. So today we will be learning about two sensors. The first one will be the IR sensor. The IR sensor stands for infrared sensor. So as you can see the picture here, the infrared sensor will be having two things, a white thing and a black thing. Okay, so this white thing will be help to reflect the light and the black thing will be helping to absorb the light. The IR sensor mainly will be working on the principle of concept of reflection of light. The IR sensor works on the concept of reflection of light. Okay, so the white one will be reflecting the light and the black one will be absorbing the light. So now what is a reflection? As you all know, a reflection is bouncing back of something. So here in the IR sensor, the reflection is nothing but bouncing back of the light from any surface. So as you all know, here there will be two things, one to send the light and one is to receive the light. So there are two different in colors, the white one and the black one. So the white one will be sending the light. The white one will be sending the light and the black one will be receiving the light, because the white color reflects the light and the black color is used to absorb and it has more good characteristics to absorb the light. So in that way we have given it as white and the black color. For suppose the IR sensor is powered up to the battery. So when it is powered up to the battery, there is a light sent continuously through this white color thing. So when there is an object in front of the IR sensor, what will happen? The light which is going through the white thing will be absorbed by the black color one, which is then the IR sensor will be confirming that there is a object in front of the IR sensor. So the white color one which transmits the light is known as the transmitter. The black color one is known as the receiver. So this is the white surface. Why we have given here as white surface? Because the IR sensor cannot get the light reflected back through the black color object, because the black color objects absorb the light and there will be no sufficient amount of the light given back to the receiver of the IR sensor. So here you can see the working principle properly. So when there is a white floor here and there is a light sent through the white color thing, there is a lot of reflection to the receiver. And when there is a black floor, there is no much reflection here, because the black color objects absorbs the entire amount of the light and there will be no sufficient amount of the light reflecting to the IR sensor, wherein it cannot detect the dark colored objects. So when the object is placed near to the IR sensor, it will take reflection time will be short. If the IR sensor is kept away from the object, it will take longer reflection time. So the main points you have to remember here is the IR sensor cannot detect the black color objects. The IR sensor cannot detect the black color object because the dark or the black color objects absorbs sufficient amount of the light and there will be no reflection to the receiver. When the receiver is not able to receive the light, the IR sensor cannot confirm that there is an object in front of it. Clear? So now there is a thing that IR sensor is it's working due to the reflection of the light. So you may all have a doubt that can we able to see that light, will that light be visible, right? So this is the electromagnetic spectrum wherein we can have different types of the light. So for the human eye, the light visible is from 400 nanometers to the 700 nanometers. We can only see the light in between 400 nanometers to the 700 nanometers. So the infrared light is beyond the 700 nanometers, so we will not be able to see the light which is transmitted by the IR sensor. So now coming to the next sensor, which is the light dependent resistor. So this sensor is known as the LDR sensor, which is light dependent resistor. Okay, so what does a light dependent resistor mean? The name itself says that it depends upon the light. Whatever the action it may do, it depends upon the light. Clear? So now what is an LDR sensor? This is how the Arduino LDR sensor looks like. Okay, so the LDR sensor depends upon the working principle of light. In the same way, IR sensor reflects back the light. It works on the reflection of light. In the same way, LDR works with the light. It also works with the help of the light. So now what happens is, can you see a photodiode here? So when the light is falling on this photodiode, there will be a resistance increased. When there is no light on this photodiode, there will be no resistance. That means when there is a light falling on this resistor, it will lose its energy. It will lose its energy and resistance, and it will let the voltage flow through the circuit. If there is no light falling to it, it will be very strong and there will be no circuit, no light or no voltage pass through the circuit. So this is the circuit symbol of the LDR sensor. Okay, so when you want to represent an LDR sensor in between any circuit, you no need to draw this whole diagram, but you have to only put this symbol wherein we can know that there is an LDR sensor. Clear? So now here you can see the perfect working principle. When there is no light here, there is no voltage. There is no light on the photodiode and there is no voltage on the other side of the resistor. Clear? So it is very strong and it will not be able to pass, or it will restrict the voltage to pass through it. So when there is a light here falling on to the photodiode, it loses its energy and let the voltage passes through the outside. It will let the voltage pass through the outside circuit. Clear? So now let us see the parts of the LDR sensor. As I told you, this is known as the photoresistor. Okay, so the LDR will be having 3 pins. One is the VCC pin, that is nothing but the supply voltage. The supply voltage for the Arduino will be given as 5 volts. So here we will be having the ground pin, and this is the data pin. So the data pin, the use of the data pin is you will be connecting the data pin to the required amount of the Arduino board wherever the data pin is required for the programming. For suppose you have defined the data pin as D2 in the program, so you have to fix this data pin to D2 in the Arduino board. If you put it on any other pin, it will not work at all because the specified pin is D2. So this is the adjustable potentiometer to increase or decrease the intensity of the light to be fall on the photodiode. So now, what are the applications of the LDR sensor? So one of the main application of the LDR sensor is the street lamps or the street lights. So earlier we have done an activity based upon the street light. So wherein when the IR sensor is sensing an object, it will make the LED light on irrespective of the light depending upon the surrounding. So now here for the LDR sensor, what will happen is when it is dark and when there is light, when there is vehicle in front of the IR sensor only, the light will be on. So if it is not dark and the vehicle is moving, there will be no street light switched on because there is already sufficient amount of the light in the surroundings. Clear? So now let us do a small activity to write a program for the light dependent resistor and make a prototype of the smart street light. Clear? So as I told you, in the smart street light we will be using the IR sensor, we will be using the LDR sensor as well as the LED. So why are we using 2 sensors here is LDR sensor and IR sensor is, so the LDR sensor is to check the light of the surroundings. If you are not using LDR sensor, whenever the vehicle comes, irrespective of the light, even though it's daytime or the night time, the LED will be switched on. If we put the LDR sensor when it's dark only and there is an object, the light will be switched on. Okay, so which will be able to reduce the electricity consumption, and we can put the electricity in the smaller, cut down the usage of the electricity. Is that clear? So now let us go into the programming part of the smart street light. Okay, so as you all know, we'll be doing the programming with the help of the Arduino IDE. Alright, so in the Arduino IDE, we'll be having 3 parts: above the void setup, the void setup code and the void loop code. Alright, so above the void setup we will be defining the pin number. So here we are using IR sensor and also the LDR sensor. So we'll be defining it as #define. That is the keyword for the Arduino to define the pin numbers. Okay, so now for the LED, I'll be giving the name as LED and the pin number is 4. Alright, so above the void setup we have all defined the pin numbers whatever is required. Now in the void setup we have to define whether the components are inputs or the outputs. So I'll take the pin mode. So pin mode is nothing but defining its mode, whether it's an input or output. As you can see, this pin mode is in camel case. Camel case is nothing but, in a word, the first will be in lowercase and in the second word first letter will be in the capital. So why is it called as camel case? Because so there will be a hump kind of thing here when you see it. So that is why it is called as a camel case. So pin mode will be defining IR as input. So because IR sensor is an input device, any sensor in that way is a input device. When you put it as output device, it will be expecting something, some output to give, but it will not be able to give because it's a sensor which is known as the input device. So the LDR is also known as the input. As you all can see here, I have kept this as input in all capital case. That is, it is the keyword for the Arduino to define the input. Alright, so now I'll define the LED as output. Okay, LED is the output device because it gives the light according to the inputs given by the IR sensor and LDR sensor. It will be giving the output. So LED is known as the output device. So now in the void loop we have to make the smart street light prototype. That is, we have to give the code for the smart street light. Alright, so here we will be using the condition known as if. Okay, so for the sensors, as you all know, I will be using digital read. If digital read of LDR equals to high and digital read of IR equals to high. Okay, here what does this mean is, if it is dark, the LDR high means if it's dark and IR is high, that means if there is any vehicle in front of the IR sensor, then the LED should be switched on, isn't it? So for that what we'll be doing is, we'll open a bracket, digital write for the output device. As LED is an output, we'll be using digital write, LED comma high. Is that clear? So now if both the sensors are high, that is, if it's dark and then the vehicle is coming, then only the light should be on, else the light should be switched off. You can copy this, paste it over here, and you can convert it to low. Is that clear? So now if both the sensors are high, only LED will be on, else the LED will be switched off. So this is the simple program for the Arduino Smart Street Light project. Okay, so now you have to verify the program. After you're done with the programming part, you have to verify the program. When you verify it, it will ask you to save the program. You can save the program as automatic street light. Now I'm not saving it. So now if you save the program, if there are any errors, the errors will be shown here in the black console box. If there are no errors, it will show as done compiling like this, as it is shown now on the window. Is that clear? So now next, after this programming is done, we have to do the connections for the Arduino board and make the project into live. So now let us see what are the connections to be made for the smart street light project. Is that clear? So now let us see the connecting part of the smart street light. So here I have taken the components which are required: the Arduino board, the photoresistor, IR sensor and the LED. So the photoresistor or the light dependent resistor is here having two terminals, the data pin and the positive pin and the negative pin. As you all know, the IR sensor will be having three pins: the output pin, ground pin and the power pin. The LED will be having two pins, one is the positive pin and one is the negative pin. So now let us see how to connect these three and make the smart street light to the live model. So as the photoresistor is having two terminals, the positive and the negative terminal. So the negative terminal will be connected to the ground or the negative of the Arduino board. Ground or negative both are same. We can call it as ground pin or the negative pin as you wish. So I'll take the ground pin and connect it to the ground here of the Arduino board. Okay. So now the terminal 1 will be the data pin. So here for the LDR sensor, the data pin which we have given is 3, right? So I'll be connecting the data pin of the photoresistor to the digital pin 3 over here. Right? So now we are having the IR sensor. So the output pin of the IR sensor in the same way. The output pin of the IR sensor we have given the data pin as 2, the output pin as 2 in the program. So I'll be connecting the output of the IR sensor to the digital pin 2, the ground pin again to the ground of the IR sensor, and the power will be connected to the VCC or the 5 volts of the Arduino board. Okay? So now we have the LED. In the same way, LED will also be having positive and negative. In the program, the LED is given as data pin 4. This positive pin will be connected to the data pin 4 of the Arduino board and the negative will be connected to the ground. Is that clear? So now when you are done with the connections of all the components, you have to, as you all can see the USB cable here, you have to put the USB cable and upload the program from the Arduino IDE to the Arduino board, and then you have to connect the battery here in the battery jack and switch it on so that your smart street light prototype will be working.